next week for the NXT backstage, but a little bit of a segment with EC3 and Kona Reeves. And we had Cassius Ono taking on a jobber. And what else in the main event, like I said, was the triple threat match. I am live on YouTube. Just went live on YouTube, everybody. So thank you, everybody, for sharing the broadcast. Thank you, everybody, for pumping the hearts and super hearts. Really do appreciate it. So let's go. All right, let's jump right in. So last night we had WWE NXT, where we had Lacey Evans take on Dakota Kai to start off the night. Thought the match was all right. Lacey Evans gets the win. I'm still not very high on Dakota Kai yet, but I'm not really sure what they're doing with Lacey Evans either. Your thoughts, Dave, on the opening match to WWE NXT last night?
Oh, I thought it was just a match to showcase more women, and the ladies' right, I think she calls it. So, yeah, she got the win, and I was glad. I like Lacey Evans better than Dakota Kai. I hate her new theme music. I liked her old one better. I mean, I just don't like this new theme music for Lacey Evans. I like the old one so much better. And maybe because they felt she's a heel, so it didn't fit her so much. But, man, I just love that old music so much better. But, yeah, I thought it was a good match. I actually thought Lacey was going to lose the match, but I'm surprised she won it. But, yeah, I'm glad Lacey won. And I hope, hey, we know how much they love blondes up on the main roster, so you never know.
Yeah, and to your point about Lacey Evans looking like she may take the loss, she has been losing lately. She, had that short little feud with the Kairi Sane where she, took a couple of L's, and it looks like maybe you would have to think that one of these ladies that were in the triple threat, who maybe not other than maybe Nikki Cross, she's going to probably be feuding with one of them. And we'll get more into it after we touch on the main event. But you would have to think Lacey Evans is one of the few heels that they have on NXT. So you would have to think one of these face women will be feuding with her in the future.
I agree with you. I think it would have to be Lacey or Candice and Lacey. I think I could see that.
What about Bianca Belair? That's a possibility, maybe. I'm not sure if she's a face or a heel. She is a heel. That is correct. So,
yeah, and what was the weird on that? I mean, I didn't know she was injured or what the deal was. I didn't know that, but okay. Last week it was all four-way, and then all of a sudden they started tweeting out like it's a three-way, it's a three-way.
Yeah, they didn't even mention that she was injured. If they did, I missed it. I'm not sure if NXT tweeted out during the week that she got hurt or she won't be able to perform. But they did take her out of the match to make it a triple threat.
I know on the show they said she wasn't medically cleared, which I'm starting to think they just didn't want her in this match if she was going to win it.
Right.
But they weren't going. I think that's why she wasn't in it, honestly. I don't know. Maybe she was really hurt. But it just seems like they didn't want her in the match because they got big things for her. Obviously, they seem to anyway. And, they didn't want her taking a loss or even a chance to winning the match and then facing Shayna. They should definitely lose. I guess they felt the money match was you know what and Shayna and you know who. We'll get there.
Yeah. Like we said, opening match solid, but like I said, I just don't see what everybody sees in Dakota Kai quite yet. Yeah, she's impressive at moments, but I just don't see what everybody see in her quite yet. After that, we did. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
Well, I don't like her either, really. So yeah, it doesn't matter to me. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. After that, we did have an interview with Ricochet backstage. Ricochet says there's no secret he does not like Kyle and Roderick Strong, but they are fighting champions and they will defend the title unlike Adam Cole. Ricochet says he was this close to becoming the NXT North American champion, but Adam Cole found a way to steal it. A few weeks ago, Cole found a way to steal a victory when Kyle and Roger got involved. He will not stop until he gets Cole one-on-one and will become the next North American champion. I did mention this last week that we didn't get any mention of Ricochet and a possible Adam Cole feud or anything with the Ricochet, kind of, saying something about his loss to Undisputed Era a couple of weeks ago. We finally get his comment on that, and he says he's going after Adam Cole in the title. Your thoughts, Dave?
Good. Maybe someone who can actually make the title relevant and mean something. It's only a 2-month-old title, but that title means nothing, or 3 months, wherever it's been. But man, yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't. Cole, I'm not a huge Adam Cole fan. I mean, he just doesn't do nothing for me. I don't get all the hype. I really don't. His biggest thing is he has a catchphrase, "Baby." That's it. That's his biggest thing. That's his biggest accomplishment. And he rips off the Young Bucks super kicks. Wow, he does that. Oh, okay. I mean, that's his big claim to glory. Yeah, he was ROH champion, I believe, but I mean, seriously, who hasn't been ROH champion?
That's true. And you would think, what's up, Budweiser? How you doing tonight, man? Thank you for joining us, my friend. And you would think that since NXT WrestleMania, yes, we know they haven't had a takeover between then and no, they had to have a takeover, right? At Chicago, correct? They had a Chicago takeover, and he didn't even defend the title. He did not defend the title. You would think that this is a new, which would you say it's a mid-card title on NXT, and it wasn't even on a takeover pay-per-view. I can see your gripe about him not defending the title and definitely not really making it any type of relevant at the moment. Maybe they don't really are scared for him to feud with someone and beat him. I don't see why they couldn't have done who did he face last week?
Burt.
Right. Why couldn't he have like a little short feud with him, have Birch beat Cole in a singles match, and then have them have a title match on an NXT show? I don't see why they couldn't have done that like they did a few weeks ago with Shayna Baszler. So
I mean, let's be honest.
Excuse me, the NXT Tag Championships.
Yeah, let's be honest though. Adam Cole is only in the WE because they couldn't get Kenny Omega. That's the only reason they can't get Kenny, so we'll take Adam Cole. Damn. I mean, that he was a consolation prize. Okay, we'll take this guy. I mean,
thank you for the super hearts, Budweiser. Cole is the best in NXT. Okay.
Wow.
Are they possibly maybe saving him? Maybe they don't want to rush feuds and then have him not have anybody else to feud with?
I don't think he's the best. I don't even think he's the best in his team. I think Kyle O'Reilly's better than him.
And maybe a lot of people may agree with you on that. That's a good point. I mean, I am a big Kyle O'Reilly guy, but I'm not going to say that. I see the hype in Cole.
I don't.
I just don't think they have, since he's won the title at least, they haven't really booked him too well.
He's like the Seth Rollins of NXT, overrated.
Oh my God! All right, we'll save this for our Saturday night show because I think your comments here are gonna heat up some people in the chat room. So we'll wait to touch on Rollins and Adam Cole more on Saturday. I know we were supposed to touch on them last Saturday, but we didn't. So we'll get more.
You got a new tag team. Seth Rollins, Adam Cole, team overrated.
And we'll touch on them in a little bit. All right, so oh wow, Adam Alston believes you, man. He's pretty much the same thing as Bobby Roode. Whoa! Whoa! Are you saying like in main roster Adam Bobby Roode, or are you talking about the NXT Bobby Roode? Because then I can understand that one. Then I don't know. Damn. Oh, that's
Cole's not that bad. I mean, seriously, Cole's at least not as bad as Bobby Roode right now.
Damn, that made me laugh. That got me a good chuckle. So it looks like main roster Bobby Roode. Wow. So you're saying that he's stale. Pretty much you're saying he's stale on NXT.
He's been stale for about a year since he's been up, or whatever it's been, a few months.
Well, you would think, like, honestly, he's defended the title maybe once, I believe, maybe twice.
I was talking about Roode.
Oh, I'm just trying to say, like, they haven't made him that much. They haven't really made him that powerful or strong as a champion. Like, look at Undisputed Era for once. Like, look at Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. They're awesome, strong tag team champions. When they lost, it was like, holy shit. You know, they were on a nice little run of defending the titles and winning them. Cole has defended the title against Wolfgang, and that's really about it. He hasn't faced anybody that you thought, oh, man, he might lose the title tonight. I mean, we all knew that he was not going to lose the Wolfgang. I mean, seriously. But hopefully after we We don't know if it's spoilers or if he's involved in it or not. But hopefully, eventually, we'll get Adam Cole versus Ricochet at NXT Takeover Brooklyn. Bobby F is the forgotten one. He's absolutely correct, and I'm kind of worried a little bit about Bobby Fish. I hope he's not left on the back burner because of his injury, and then they bring in Roderick Strong, and they feel like maybe Roderick Strong works better than Bobby Fish. I hope not.
Like someone's getting kicked out of that group, though. It does.
Someone eventually will get kicked out of that group. I agree with you on that. After that, we were told that Bianca Belair is not medically clear to compete, so the Fatal 4-Way #1 contender match is now a triple threat. We got a little bit. They announced that Aleister Black will face Ciampa next week for the NXT Championship, and that we would get a video package later on in the night for the title match. And what did you think of the video package, hyping you up for Ciampa and Black next week?
I skipped it. I didn't care about it, honestly, because it's like, we're going to see it next week. Why do I got to watch a video package for it? You already know Gargano's going to interfere in this match, or something crazy is going to happen. It's like, NXT is almost pointless to even watch. They're going to give you some good matches, yes, but nothing major is going to happen. And if it does, they're going to, like, tweet it out like crazy or put it out there if something crazy happens at a taping or something like that. We haven't heard nothing big from this taping. I don't know. Maybe there has been some big new title change. I don't know. But usually they save all the most important things is for their takeovers. That's why I hate the fact that they're taped like this. And out for 50 minutes or whatever it is, isn't enough time to get everyone involved. You need more time, or you need to go live or something, because you have too many guys there that never get used on each week, which you should see them somewhat weekly. I'm not saying you have to have everyone there every single week, but it would really help the product a lot. And every 3 months, you're going to get a takeover. That's when all the big shit happens. Nothing big is going to happen on TV. Maybe some good matches, yeah, but other than that,
yeah, it's more. I don't want to kind of be salty towards it, but the tapings pretty much keep you more in line of what's going on in a takeover, because for the most part, I don't want to say this because in some parts it's true, some it is, and you don't have to really necessarily watch the TV tapings and go into a takeover. You can pretty much figure out what's going on a takeover before the takeover even starts. And I guess you could say that for every wrestling show, but
yeah. And honestly,
for the most part, NXT, like you said, does save up to the Big Bang, which is the takeovers.
Yeah, and not to go backwards a little bit, you've heard me say this, like, man, I would love to see Red Dragon in NXT. I think that was her name, Red Dragon. And O'Reilly and Fish, and all of a sudden they show up and they got to be teamed with Cole. It's like, jeez.
You can figure it out from the first set of tapings, pretty much. Yeah, you can kind of see where they're going with certain storylines from pretty much, like you said, Adam Bob. After the first 2 to 3 weeks, you can kind of see where they're going with certain storylines. Next, we did have the EC3 and Kona Reeves altercation. And it looks like EC3, instead of feuding with Velveteen Dream, looks like he might be setting his eyes on a different way and to Kona Reeves. Is this something that you're looking into? Looking forward to seeing, or you just don't give a shit? Kona Reeves, EC3.
I think the match that has going to happen, it has to be get this Keanu Reeves or whatever the hell his name is off away. Jeez, he's so boring and so stupid, I think. Just go to the match you know they're going to do anyway. It's going to be Dream and EC3 at TakeOver Brooklyn. I mean, who cares about this match, honestly?
The finest.
If this is going to be a match, the finest.
To see their personalities, their personalities in a way kind of match. They kind of resemble the same type of style. Kona Reeves and EC3, as in them being successful, rich.
Go ahead.
You know, the custom-made designer clothes and that type of thing. Like, they could work as a legit tag team if they wanted to. If they wanted to go the tag route as to make them a tag team, I could see it working because they kind of resemble each other, as in successful gimmick personality way, not wrestling wise, not at all, but as that type of a gimmick. But
I'm going to pull a Red Sox fan really quick and just say stop it. Because Keanu Reeves doesn't belong in the same locker room as EC3. He's no comparison. EC3 was great in TNA wrestling at that time when it was TNA. He rose up from that shitty gimmick at first to come, and he did a great job. And then he comes back to WE after already being proven a big star. So, in NXT, which he should not be in NXT anyway. He should be on the main roster, but still. I mean, but yeah. EC3 is way better than Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what they're going to do with those two guys. I'm not sure if they're going to feud or if they're trying to step away EC3 from Velveteen Dream. He did mention Velveteen Dream, but it did seem like Keanu Reeves wants to face EC3, so we'll see what happens there. Match number 2, we had Cassius Ohno versus Rick Ramirez, pretty much a jobber. Ohno beats him in about 20 seconds.
Whoa.
Any idea? Huh?
Said Ohno won a match?
Yeah. What's up, Bliss? How you doing, dude? Your thoughts? What do you think they have in store for Cassius Ohno?
Not a damn thing. This was just to get. Oh, he hasn't won in 10 years. Let's beat him a win to get some jobber. Here, this guy, not a guy. He's probably some guy in their little tryouts or whatever. So they brought him in, get some TV time, and to give Ohno a win. I mean, just give him a win for once. I don't remember the last time Ohno won a match. So yeah.
Now, do you think that this will lead to? Because it looked like he was kind of showing something like a more intense side of Cassius Ohno. He didn't say much. He didn't celebrate. He didn't do anything like that. He just won, kind of stared at the wrestler's eyes, or stared at the wrestler, and then walked away.
So you think the kind of
maybe a heel turn?
He's not going to win anything or beat anybody, though, even if it was a heel turn. I mean, who's he going to – he's going to beat Aleister Black? No, he's not going to do that. I mean, there's no one really he can feud with. I mean, are they going to put him on the main roster the way he does his stuff? No, they're not. I mean, he's not going to make it on the main roster. It's probably 10 years too late for him, unfortunately.
Well, thank you, everybody, for inviting your followers. We see a lot of people interacting, saying hello to each other. I guess that's another of y'all's followers. Thank you. This is Get the Tables podcast. We're live every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Don't forget, Saturday night we'll be live, and Sunday night we will be live as well. So thank you guys for joining us. To move on, I was thinking maybe Cassius Ohno, he could work in Undisputed Era. Oh,
I might as well XROH guy.
Or do you think that'd be too many in the group?
Yeah, you don't need 5 or 6. This is the whole. Then it really would be like the NWO comparison because they're adding too many people to it. If you used to be in ROH, you can join Undisputed Era. I mean, that seems like what it is. Only ROH guys come in there.
Yeah. Next, we had 2 video packages. One was with the War Raiders, kind of giving you a little bit more familiar with the 2 of them. I thought this video package was great. I thought it really got you more of a background of who the War Raiders are, touched on their New Japan run, touched on their Progress run, their ROH a little bit, and showed footage of them and how they could go in that ring. And hopefully we see some of that in NXT in a couple of months, because I'm not sure if they'll be in the title picture anytime soon. Maybe by
they haven't even been on the show that.
We'll see. So, Dave, your thoughts on the 2 video packages? Because after that, we did get a Velveteen Dream video package. Just pretty much touching on how he will pretty much take over, no pun intended, Brooklyn, and the lights still shine the brightest for Velveteen Dream. Your thoughts on the 2 video packages?
Well, one cool thing about that was I really liked this, like you said, how they showed them trying to be like Vikings. Yeah, there we go. The second Vikings reference we got this week. First on Raw and then this. But yeah, I mean, this was good. I like the video package. Hell, I remember them talking about the tournament they were in ROH where they faced each other, and that was a prospects tournament, and I remember watching that, and that was one hell of a match too. And man, okay, one problem I have with this is, why the hell wasn't this the very first thing we ever seen from the War Raiders, you know? This should have been how you introduced them, instead of introducing them at one of the takeovers just to show up and beat guys up, and that was it. In a pre-tape match for an NXT taping or whatever it was, but To me, that was stupid. I think it was the one you were at, wasn't it? Where there's War Raiders or whatever that showed up.
Time out. Someone just asked what cable channel is NXT.
Oh. Well, maybe next year it'll be on FS1.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Casey Parks, you don't like wrestling? What the hell is wrong with you? I'm just playing. That's fine. It's not everybody's.
So why are you in here?
It's not everybody's cup of tea.
So yeah, I like. I'll get to the Dream thing in a second, but I just wish this is how they introduce. What do you think about that? Don't you think they should have introduced them like this?
I think. Hey, what's up, Alice? I wouldn't have mind. Like, oh, I know she's cool. I have no problem with her. She wants to chill around. That's fine. I don't mind how they had them introduced, but this should have happened a long time ago, man. They've been in NXT for like what 3-4 months now, and we still haven't been familiar of who. You know, a lot of people don't know who they are and how they came the War Raiders and how they. You know, it was nice to see how that. Yeah, it was nice to see that. And,
yeah, but this is how they should have done them from the beginning.
Oh, thank you for the Super Hearts. Wow, really appreciate that. Thank you. I'm sorry, Dave. Continue.
Don't you think how they should have done it from the beginning, though? You show a video package like this, you talk about the War Raiders coming. This is how it should have been, coming soon, War Raiders. And you give us these little teases and stuff like
very cool.
that.
Thank you for the support. Very, very much support. I'll follow you for that so I can return the favor for you.
Yeah, thank you for the Super Heart. And fair warning, we got a viewer in here. He's not in here yet, but Texas Kid, so just fair warning. Watch out for him.
Everybody warn her about Texas Kid for life. Oh, God. Hey, Tony, remember how good – oh, God. All right, so Velveteen Dream, if you were to guess, I know you think it's going to be EC3, but are you for sure? You don't think there'll be someone else in line?
Oh, with Dream? That seems the obvious because at that UK NXT, Dream walked out on him. So that seems to be the thing they're doing. So, yeah. And I thought the Dream stuff was pretty good. It was how he did little, like, EC3 and all that, little promo. It was kind of funny. Yeah, I think this would be a good match. But I'm afraid for EC3 that he might lose.
Oh, yeah. Man, I hope not.
I think they might finally give Dream a win at the TakeOver. Because, no offense to EC3, if you get everyone's behind Dream and they keep wanting him to win and if he doesn't finally win a TakeOver match, what's the point of him? He's like a Dolph Ziggler in the beginning, you know? He always put on good matches, but he never won them.
That's very true. You know what? I think I might do a scope just to touch on Kawhi Leonard and all that stuff, just so y'all get my thoughts, because I'm tired of seeing all these damn comments in here. I'll do a scope and I'll tell you how I feel. All right.
I was gonna say we're doing a scope now.
Main event for last night's NXT was the triple threat match between Candice LeRae, Nikki Cross, and Kairi Sane. With Ducks fan for life, dude. Appreciate the Super Heart, everybody. Just so you know, we are about 30,000 Super Hearts away from becoming a super broadcaster here on Periscope. You got us to the Gold VIP membership. The next goal is to get those Super Heart broadcast membership, whatever it is. And we're almost there. And for your support, thank you guys so very much. And if we hit the 185,000 Super Heart goal, I will be doing our next giveaway, and trust me, it'll be very, very much worth it. Hey, what's up, Dreo? We're about to get to talk about Impact. Thanks for joining us. All right, so the main event of NXT was Shayna Baszler at commentary, Nikki Cross, Kairi Sane, and Candice LeRae. Kairi Sane ends up picking up the victory, but still we're going on to NXT TakeOver to take on Shayna Baszler. I thought the match was fantastic. I thought the ending of the match was beautiful. I liked how Candice gets the elbow drop at the end after she gets has the pinfall on Nikki Cross. You would have to possibly assume that this might be Nikki Cross's last match in NXT. Your thoughts, Dave, of the main event of NXT?
Didn't she pin Candice, though?
She did pin Candice, yes.
Yeah, I thought you said she pinned Nikki Cross.
No, Candice had the pin on Nikki Cross.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah. I mean, it was a good match, but one of my problems with this match is a couple of them, I liked the match.
Okay.
I thought they deserved more time than they got, like 10 minutes. I thought they could have cut some of those video packages out and give the women a little bit more time. And I didn't like how Shayna was kind of burying the match, like, oh, who cares, you know, type thing. I get she's the badass, she's a heel, I get it. but I would like her to be kind of putting over the match as like, hey, these are like in a way. I know she's not a face; she's a heel. I get it. I don't know. I would just like your champion just be more into the match
Maybe
and not
more,
just
more of like maybe around the lines of make sure you check. This will be the best match on the pay-per-view kind of thing.
even that would have worked. But I'm just talking about the match, the triple threat match itself that she was watching. Like, hey, these are three of the best women in the world. They're gonna they're probably not, but three of the best there. And yeah, I mean, why not try to put the girls over in this title match over more? That's why I didn't care for it too much, but I like the match.
All right, Shannon need to put over the match. All right, Dale. Okay, Dale agrees with you on that. All right, like I said, I thought the match was good, and I didn't think it was too obvious on who we thought we're gonna. I thought, man, it could have went Candice LeRae, and it could have went Kairi Sane, but they're playing off the rematch from the Mae Young Classic, probably because it's coming up, and so
I don't think it was more.
So, Dave, if you would have to call it right now, Kairi Sane, your new champ, come NXT Takeover Brooklyn.
That's a tough one. I would say no.
No effects. It said Baszler is one scary dude. Yeah, she's. That's funny though. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I would just say no. Honestly, I don't think anyone's watching us anymore. They're just talking to the new girl.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
But yeah, do you think she loses the title?
Kairi versus Lowe, take my fucking money. Man, gotta go. Love the convoy. Definitely catch you next time. Thank you, Chet Garland. Appreciate that. Hit that follow button if you don't mind. Thank you for the compliment. I really do appreciate that, dude. It all depends on, like, I guess if, they did bring in Lo Shirai, they didn't bring in a couple of other ladies that we'll touch on Saturday. I know, old news, Red Sox fan, old news. But I'm surprised Chelsea Green didn't get signed, but we'll touch more on that on Saturday.
Yeah, she's already talked about taking bookings and stuff like that.
So maybe if they have more in line for a possible Kairi and Lowe match down the line, maybe Baszler drops it. But right now, do you think it's time for Baszler to drop it, or do you think she should keep it for a little bit longer? I'm looking at this computer screen because Dave's on it on Google Hangout. Go ahead, Dave.
It's tough to say because I can see both sides of why people would want her to lose the title, because you have all the women who have been around the world who are wrestling, even though Shayna's wrestled on indies too, but she's not looked at like that. She's looked at being there because she's kind of Ronda's friend, and even you can look at the same way with Raw as well too. When Ronda wins the title, you're going to have all these women who probably deserve the title more than they do, but yet they're not going to get it. They're only going to be there to put them over and make them look bigger and stronger. Like, when Ronda wins the title, she's going to lose it for a while. And I don't see Shayna losing either. All these women are going to be there and not be able to beat Shayna because because of who she's friends with. So they're going to make it more like you're not going to, I know the Red Sox fan hates Candice, but she's never going to win that title when Shayna's there as champion, because I don't think none of these women, and they should, even the girls we like who are coming in, I'll be shocked if they even get the title if Shayna's still there. So, I mean, and Ronda as well, too, on Raw from that side. When she wins the title, she ain't losing it for a long time. I mean, good luck whoever beats her. I mean, she might break Asuka's record.
Oh, God. She might. She just might. So, all right. So, let's get to the ratings from last night's NXT. Because I know a lot of people in here want to touch on Impact Wrestling. Dave, your thoughts? Your rating for last night's Impact, and everybody in the chat room as well.
You mean NXT?
Yes. I'm sorry. NXT.
I thought it was a good show. I could have done some of those video packages, but the one I did like the Road Raiders one. That was a good story with their whole legacy and all that. And the Row, we didn't talk about it, but the Row, I think it was Row. Yeah, Row. Row was the one who got in the motorcycle accident, and that was crazy. Like, yeah. I mean, they showed the footage, or the little picture stills of that. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, it makes you see, and I didn't really talk about it, but it gives you them a different light on those guys, a different insight into them. And it's like, yeah, I mean, if they ever get on the show and wrestle someone besides Heavy Machinery, but whatever. I give it about a solid 3.
All right. I agree with you wholeheartedly there, Ducks fan for life. A 3 for NXT, and I give it a 3 as well. Main event was solid, but other than that, it wasn't really much of anything to brag about. Next week's show is the world title match, so that should be very good. That should be a really good match and a really good NXT episode on next week. So hopefully you guys will join us Thursday night as well. All right, let's go to Impact Wrestling because I know that's what everybody wants to chit-chat about. Slammiversary is this Sunday night. Let me get the match card up real quick because I don't have the match card up in front of me, but I do have Impact. Let me get the match card up for Slammiversary so I can be correct on all the matches. Right now, there's only 8. Nice to meet you. You're quite professional. Nice to meet everyone. Thank you, Casey Parks. Do appreciate that, and thank you for your support and dropping those super hearts. I will return the favor. Thank you very much. Right now, there's only 8 current matches on the Slammiversary card. It's not TNA. It's Impact Wrestling, Aaron JRX. We got Tessa Blanchard versus Ali. We have the LAX versus the OGs in a 51-50 street fight. We have Eddie Edwards taking on Tommy Dreamer. Phoenix versus Johnny Impact versus Rich Swann versus Taiji Ishimori. Pentagon Jr. versus Sami Callihan, mask versus hair. Matt Sydal versus Brian Cage for the Impact X Division Championship. Su Yung taking on Madison Rayne. And then we have Austin Aries taking on Moose in the main event for the Impact World Championship. All right, so let's go right into Impact tonight. It was the go-home show for Impact going into Slammiversary. We had the opening match between Petey Williams versus Killer Kross, and I did tweet out that I was kind of surprised that they had this match on Impact and didn't have it on the Slammiversary show itself. But Dave, your thoughts on Petey Williams versus Killer Kross, where we saw Killer Kross get the win? I call him the silent assassin of Impact Wrestling. Your thoughts?
I mean, I don't know what they're trying to do. I mean, I get they're trying to make him like a beast and be all this.
Oh, that's a Budweiser.
No one can stop him. I mean, it makes sense. I get it. You can't hurt him or nothing like that. I mean, he's entertaining. I mean, fighting, it's just like Brian Cage, though. Fight someone who has a chance against you. You know, even KM would be a better matchup for him just because they're about the same size, you know, and height. I mean, Petey Williams probably weighs less than 105. Or not 105, but 205. So it's like, geez, he's probably like, Killer Kross is probably like 300 pounds or close to it.
He fought Falaball. That is true. And the thing is, too, like, it seems like if they want to show off a wrestler or show how powerful they are, such as a Brian Cage or even a Killer Kross, they put them up against these light heavyweight guys so they can just toss them around and manhandle them a bit.
Oh, that's an insult. He's not Corbin.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. I didn't necessarily want Killer Kross's next big feud to be probably Petey Williams. In the long run, it made sense, but
not really.
They give him more. Well, he did attack him and all that stuff, so it does make sense in the long run that they have him be his first real feud. But I would think, hopefully, next feud will be someone bigger and badder. Maybe a Brian Cage, maybe a Moose. Maybe
and Moose, who you got? I mean, your long-term goals can't be just against. You're gonna keep putting them over against these jobbers, which they do it. I'm not really jobbers, but you guys are established stars. I get it. Petey Williams isn't a jobber. Follow ball maybe, but I mean, yeah, I mean these guys. What's next week? It's gonna be what do they call him? The standby wrestler or whatever. Or is that gonna be his next opponent? I mean, come on,
that big dude with the mustache. Nacho Libre. Yeah, I just want
seriously, why isn't guys he beat up coming after him? That makes no sense to. He took out Abyss or Park or whatever the heck his name is. I don't know his name anymore. He took out Jimmy Jacobs. Why are they coming after him? He took out Sanjay, or don't even take out Sanjay, did he? No, I don't remember if he did or not. He took out everybody, but still. Tommy Dreamer, didn't he take him out too? I can't remember everyone Kross took out, but why aren't the people he took out coming after him besides Petey Williams? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, you would think, or when he's attacking Petey Williams after the match or anything like that, you would think people will come down and make the save. I would like to see him in more of a serious feud, and hopefully after Slammiversary, we will get that. The other match on Impact we had, I don't even know if you guys want to talk about it because it really wasn't really anything. It was with Desi Hit Squad versus KM and Fall Ball. All I got after this was I want to see Desi Hit Squad in a legit feud with a legit tag team, like an OVE or a LAX or Z&E or like an actual tag team. Like I guess it's more because I don't care for KM very much. Follow Ball doesn't bother me too much, but I'm not a big fan of KM at all. Dave, your thoughts on this?
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, not really interesting at all because they're kind of like a goofy tag team, and I get people like Follow Ball. I get it. I mean, it's just they like him. They don't really like. That's why they put KM with him because KM can't get over it all. It seems like, but Follow Ball, people love this guy.
I don't see what people see in KM. Like I don't
get. If
you're a fan of KM, I would love to know why you love KM, or not maybe necessarily love him, but don't mind him. I find him so goddamn annoying. I just don't care for KM whatsoever. Follow Ball, I don't know. I don't know why people like him too much. I guess because I don't know. He's cute and cuddly. I don't know. I don't know. He reminds me of a panda bear. Excuse me. I'm not really sure.
I wasn't really a fan of the whole bullying over the guys. I mean, that was kind of stupid.
I liked his bully gimmick when he first started in Impact. Okay, I can see the Aries and Nakamura resemblance. I see what you mean by that. We'll touch on that. But yeah, we'll see what. I just don't really care for KM, but hopefully Desi Hit Squad, after getting the win tonight, will go on to a legit feud, maybe with Z&E, LAX, OVE, somewhere around that line. So next we had the LAX hype video for their match this Sunday, the 51-50 match between the LAX and OGs. For some reason, I put on on Twitter that I thought this was one of the best storylines going in wrestling. And boy, oh boy, I get, well, you haven't been watching the Bullet Club versus the Bullet Club. I said, yes, I have. You haven't been watching the NWO versus the NWO kind of stuff. Like, what the hell does that have to do with LAX and the OGs? That has nothing in comparison. Right. I didn't even respond to that one. But
the NWO, I mean, seriously, that was so stupid. Hollywood Hogan versus the Wolf, that was so stupid.
So my thing is, I just said it was one of not the best, but one of the best storylines that they've gone on. And it has, man. It has been. Since Kingston has joined Impact Wrestling, this storyline developed into something very, very good. And I'm very curious to see how it goes. I think in the chat room, Ducks Fan for Life asked if is it Diamante? I know I'm saying her name wrong. Diamante. I know if I'm butchering it, I apologize. If she may interfere, maybe we see a swerve where she turns on LAX and joins the OGs. Maybe because she tried to warn LAX about Kingston since the beginning of this whole of them getting together. So it's going to be interesting to see how this comes full circle at Slammiversary. The 51-50 match is probably the one I'm most looking forward to on the card. We'll get more into that in a little bit. But Dave, your thoughts on this storyline in OGs and LAX?
I mean, I don't know if it's the best. Well, it's definitely better than anything that's going on in the WWE for sure. I mean, there isn't really no interesting storylines. DeMonte, yeah.
DeMonte, okay, that's how you say it. All right. Thank you, Adam Baum. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I would definitely say this is the most It's outside the box thinking what Impact Wrestling is doing right now. They're doing a lot similar to what they did with Final Deletion with a lot of this backstage stuff. I mean, we'll talk more about it with Madison Rayne and Pentagon stuff later on, but they're really doing cool stuff, and I really enjoy this storyline too. It's definitely the best thing going on in Impact Wrestling with the whole, just different. It's a different style. It's kind of gangs. You don't really see, it's kind of factions, which you see a lot from Japan, a lot of factions. So, and of course, Don Callis is kind of commuting from both, doing both things right now, Impact and then the New Japan announcing. So I could see where similarities would pick up from that because Don Callis is running the show basically. So I could see comparisons right there. But yeah, I mean, and who knows? Don probably got the I know this was done months ago, but I'm sure he has an idea what we're doing. So yeah, I mean, it's very similar to what they're doing in Japan right now with Impact. I think you have a lot of teams together. You have a lot of factions right now. So, I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I enjoy this LAX stuff. It's one of the first most interesting things about Impact for a while, and they're starting to get some other storylines going right now too. So yeah, I don't know if it's the best thing in wrestling. I mean, you want to say in U.S. wrestling right now? Probably yes. What you get over here, I would agree, but I mean, even though that New Japan stuff did happen on U.S. soil, but still.
Well, I'm just saying in general, it's one of the best storylines going. I'm not saying it's the number one, but
yeah,
it's in the conversation that it's been well written. The storyline came to play, and then we had the dramatic opponent coming in, and then finding out that Kingston's been around it, and they got the OGs come in, and they turn on. It was a great storyline. I'm looking forward to Sunday night. So let's move on to Eli Drake taking on Joe Hendry. And I actually, tweeted out that I didn't know much about Joe Hendry and kind of gave me a little bit. Hey, what's up, KV? How you doing tonight, dude? The Reverend's in the house. I kind of, get some people's thoughts on who he is, how good he was. And a lot of people gave me some positive feedback. Says that this is kind of a gimmick that he plays normally, that, he kind of has a singing gimmick. Excuse me. And I thought this was pretty well written. They did a good job with the song that he had for Eli Drake, the match. Joe Hendry pulls off the victory, the whole Grotto, the girlfriend, the triangle, how she's kind of just ignoring Grotto and stuff like that. I'm enjoying this storyline. I'm not a big on Grotto, the wrestler, I guess. Like, I don't really take him seriously. But I really enjoy his comedy. It's really funny. His facial expressions are really good. But Joe Hendry, I thought killed it tonight. I thought the song was good, and I'm kind of digging his gimmick at the moment. What about you, Dave?
I was kind of disappointed when I turned up the sound on my phone to hear the music that you were playing. You chose Moose. I was really hoping to be hearing some John Henry. I really was. I think I said his name wrong.
Joe Hendry. They have that song up on YouTube by Saturday night. I'll play.
I mean, man, when I first heard, I was like, I'm not sure about. I was interested to see his work because I was like, okay, I want to see what he does. He looked really good out there. I enjoyed his stuff, and the music stuff he did was different than anything you really see in pro wrestling. It was a lot different. I mean, you don't really see stuff like that for music wise. I don't think. I know for a while, Ishimori was he has his own band and he sings his own music, so that was kind of cool. And the stuff he was doing on freaking Eli was hilarious. I mean, it was just funny. I mean, it was entertaining, and I like it. I mean, I like the scout, I like the storyline he's in, really. But I mean, yeah, I think he's entertaining, and that's a key part. I mean, he could really bring some funny entertainment to the WWE, to NXT or Impact.
Oh my God. What is going on, Dave? Yeah, it's a nice, it's different. It's. I guess you thought for a guy like us who don't really know much about him, you're thinking, oh, a singing gimmick, this is going to be bad. And it ended up it ended up really good. And I do appreciate everybody who gave me their feedback on Joe Hendry. Kind of gave me a little bit of a background of him, and that this is a gimmick that he portrays normally, and that he's pretty good in the ring. And I know it didn't show much of what he could do in the ring against Eli Drake, but I thought tonight they did. Impact tonight, the storytelling they did tonight was fantastic, excellent. I can't give it any more praise on what they did tonight, other than this next segment. This next segment made me want to change the channel, and I think we all know what this next segment is. I'm like, whoa, boy, Andrew Everett, Desmond Xavier. This is a match I can get into. No, we had Eddie Edwards rush the ring and beat up the ref and beat up the wrestlers with a kendo stick, and then cut a promo where all he did was yell the whole time. and basically
Yeah, who did he remind you of?
and this is how he's gonna beat the shit out of Tommy Dreamer on Sunday night.
No, they're wrong. Someone just said Andrew Everett. Wrong. Did you guys? Anyone else notice the ring announcer saying these names? Adam Evers and Desmond Xavier.
Did he say that?
Yes, he said Andrew Evers. He didn't say Everett. He didn't say Xavier with the X. He just said Xavier.
Aw.
I mean, it was like, what the hell? This guy does not know how to ring announce people. I was like, holy crap! It was pretty bad.
But how about that? How about that promo by Eddie Edwards? I tweeted out, why are you yelling? What's the point of him fucking yelling and yelling Tommy?
You know what?
And Tommy and yelling and.
I think Eddie Edwards is basically trying to play. We said it. He's basically playing Sami Callihan. He's turned into Sami Callihan.
Yes.
I would not be surprised if he turns into OVE.
This is look at this. Come on now. Look at this. Oh wait. Is this not Sami Callihan? Backwards hat, cut off sleeves, kendo stick in hand. The only thing he's missing, I swear, is him spitting all over the goddamn place. Then we have Sami Callihan right there. So yeah, that's pretty much You're absolutely right. I like that Eddie Edwards promo. This thing with Dreamer has been lit. I just respect your opinion. If you're feeling this storyline, more power to you. I respect you for it.
I would not be surprised.
Eddie Edwards has made me hate this storyline.
Yeah, but you know what? I could see Eddie actually joining OVE. I could see that because joining that group because he's basically He's basically becoming Sami Callihan, exactly the same how he talks and everything. If you go back and listen to that promo, when I was watching this, I'm like, man, this sounds just like Sami Callihan.
Okay, Adam Baum, I'm curious to hear your explanation on this, and we'll get it this Sunday night. Don't forget, everybody, if you are a Impact Wrestling fan, a legit Impact Wrestling fan, and you would love to touch on Slammiversary on Sunday night, you are more than welcome to join our Google Hangout we will be having on Sunday night. It's going to probably just maybe me, Dave, and I, maybe Alex will be joining us as well. And we're going to go over the Impact Wrestling show. We would love to get your thoughts and comments as well. I know Adam Baum's going to be on the show. So if you're interested in being on the show, just direct message us on the Twitter. And so we can get your Google Hangout email and we can get you going on Sunday night. I know one guy who won't be on there because he's a pussy, and that is Red Sox fan. All right, so let's move on.
Really quick.
Okay, continue.
Okay, really quick about Eddie Edwards' situation. You know what? At least Impact Wrestling is letting these guys go out and do new stuff and try new characters and do something different. You wouldn't get something like that in the WWE. I know I'm back on WWE, I get it, but this is different. You're letting a guy like Eddie Edwards basically reinvent himself a little bit, like Matt Hardy did in TNA when it was TNA back then. He got WWE again. They would have never let Matt Hardy do that broken stuff or get control like that of his own character like that. Like they do in Impact Wrestling. They let them guys go out there and do what they want to try to get over. So I'll give them credit for that, trying something different instead of being the boring white meat babyface Eddie Edwards. He's trying something different.
He's trying something different. Yeah, I give you that. At least they're letting him try to go outside the box and not be that old howling Eddie Edwards stuff. I get it. And he's trying at least. I just don't feel it very much. And I'm sure
like his new music.
Yeah, the music is better, and I'm sure Sunday night it's going to be a brutal match. I'm sure there's going to be blood, and we'll see what happens after he kills Tommy Dreamer on Sunday night. But I'm going to give credit to another Madison Rayne segment, which I thought I would never do in my wrestling career. Because you guys know my thoughts on Madison Rayne. And I guess it's not so much Madison Rayne, but I should give Impact Wrestling more of the credit and how they're booking this match between Su Yung and Madison Rayne. And if this is how Su Yung does this every storyline with her opponents, I will love it. Obviously, it being different of course. But the stuff that they did was awesome. the whole funeral, her seeing herself in the casket, to where she sees the little girl dressed up in paint, telling your time has come. I mean, this whole segment was well written, well played out. I got to give Madison Rain credit too. She acted very well in it, and I thought it was a very well done storyline. Not so much looking forward to the match, but the storyline and how they've built to the match to Sunday night has been very, very good. I will give them credit for that. Hey?
Man, I really love what they're doing here. I really do. You know what? And I wasn't really into this feud or even cared about the match, but the last couple of weeks when they started doing this kind of stuff, I'm really digging it. I love how they did the coffin where it was her in the coffin. That was just awesome. And then the kind of final deletion S with this kind of stuff, which is really cool, with the whole different faces, and then this was just done really well. I'm really digging this storyline. I like it a lot. And I'm not really, man, if this is what they do with these two, and they're playing well off each other right now, and if this is what they do with these two, I almost want to see another match with them, if this is how it's going to be with them. I like it. But, yeah, I'm not really sure the match will be that good, but, man, I like the storyline built up to it. It's been awesome, and it's fun. It's something different. Like I just said a few minutes ago, they let their characters, the wrestlers, go out and do whatever they want and build their own character and get full control of how they want to go. And I love Red Sox fans have been saying this for a long time to all of us that Su Yung is really good, and she's better than Rosemary. I don't know if that's true yet, but I like what I'm seeing from Su Yung. I really do, and she's doing some great stuff. I love it.
I'll give Red Sox fan props. I'm not sure if anybody else told us about her as much as she did, but as Red Sox fan did. But Red Sox fan did tell us about her and how she would definitely take over the women's division, and she pretty much did. Also, I can't wait for Scarlett Bordeaux to debut next week. Now, I don't know much about her. What do you know anything about her, Dave?
I know she got squashed by Nia Jax on a Raw episode before.
Who is she? Backstory. Can we get a backstory on her? Anybody? Red Sox fan?
That's about all I knew about a Red Sox fan, yeah.
Anybody know anything about her very much other than...
She wrestled in a knockout...
Former
She wrestled... Yeah. She wrestled in TNA before, back when maybe it was Impact. I don't know what it was then, but in the Knockouts only pay-per-view they did, she lost in... Yeah, there you go, right there. Yeah, she was in a Knockouts knockdown. Yeah, she was one of those one-night only pay-per-views, and she lost in the first match. But, yeah, the rumors were going around that this was going to be Summer Rae.
Is she good? Is she decent? Or is she going to bring something to the Impact Wrestling division? Or she's based out of Chicago, trained in OVW, worked in ROH, and was on
she was
Rosebud. Oh, wow. Thank you, Adam.
She was trained by Al Snow and Nick Dismore. Eugene.
Oh, Rosebud. Wow. That's let's see how she portrayed. I know Don Callis loves the shit out of her. He was definitely very excited to see that she's debuting next week. She's pretty good and has gotten better. Okay. Looking forward to see. I wonder who they're going to put her up against.
Probably a jobber
for her first match.
What's that Amber Nova chick doing? I don't know if that Nova chick or whatever.
Was Blackheart on tonight? Yes, she was on tonight. She got turned on actually by Tessa Blanchard. You look like a cake. Let me just walk this ass. What kind of profile picture is that, dude? Get out of here. And what's your stupid comment? So the Su Yung Madison Rain segment happened, which then led to Sami Callihan taking on a jobber, and something happened in a match that I've never ever seen before, and that was a promo mid-match. Sami Callihan pulled out a promo during the middle of this match. I've never seen that happen before. I could be wrong.
Oh, come on.
Has it
it's not like No, but it's not like it was against like
Oh, I
a main
understand that. I understand that. I mean, The Rock kind of has done kind of similar stuff to this, but it was different. It was something that it was different that I haven't seen in a while. If it's had happened, I totally forgot about it. Your thoughts? Sami Callihan pretty much threatening Pentagon, and then the whole backstage segment of them following him, trying to find him.
And this is great.
Sami Callihan tied up on a chair, and Pentagon ends up attacking OVE, and I think he breaks their arm. Is that what he did?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah.
To pretty much even it up for them one-on-one on Sunday night.
Man, this was great. I love this too. The Su Yung and Madison Rayne stuff, and then this Pentagon stuff, and the promo Pentagon cut I liked because they put the subtitles up where we could read them. I like that, and how he said that Impact is now my house. So that makes me think he's gonna be sticking around Impact for a long time. So that's good for Impact Wrestling. But yeah, this whole backstage stuff was freaking awesome. I loved how he just came out of nowhere. A lot of this stuff backstage is started to remind me a lot of Lucha Underground a lot, because that's how they used to do a lot of this stuff like this, where you're seeing all this crazy stuff. And they even killed somebody on Lucha Underground. I mean, shit. I mean, yeah, so, I mean, the backstage stuff really reminds me a lot of the Lucha stuff. And I don't know how much Conan was involved in that in the beginning of Lucha, but it seems like he might be behind a lot of this stuff. It really does. Like, this behind backstage stuff are creative. I mean, it's awesome. I love it.
Budweiser says Lucha was great last night, by the way.
How was I bashing Lucha Underground? I wasn't bashing it. I was just saying.
It's Red Sox fan being Red Sox fan. You already know. Oh, Cajun Pentagon went down on Lucha Underground last night. I'm sure that was freaking fantastic. Conan has to be behind a lot of the Lucha stuff. You would have to imagine that he's playing a big part in this LAX story, because this LAX storyline is pretty edgy.
I mean that.
It's pretty edgy, though.
Yeah, it is. And I just meant more of the backstage, like the video shooting and how they're doing it backstage. I wasn't trying to bash Impact or Lucha. I actually watch a lot of their stuff on Netflix. I don't get the other channel, but yeah.
Guys, I'm just here to troll you. Red Sox fan. He's here to piss me off and talk shit and get everybody else going. Because, like, Red Sox fan started talking shit, and then it ended up being Bobaruski. Bobaruski then led to Adam Bomb. And then Adam Bomb led to fucking the whole chat room giving it to me. So it's all fun and games, everybody. Don't take everybody seriously. I hope everybody doesn't take everyone serious, because it is on Netflix. Yes, it's on Netflix. The first two seasons. Red Sox fan. Now you're really trolling with that comment. At least he's in here unlike Leonard. Right, Budweiser. Red Sox is a good. Yeah, he's Red Sox is a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, very true. Red Sox fan isn't going to leave us and go to Toronto or something.
Yeah. Red Sox fan is a very loyal listener. I do appreciate that. He said he has said some nice things privately to me. So he's a nice dude. He plays a tough role, but he's a good guy. Everything on Lucha Underground, like the first two seasons, is on NXT. I won't talk about HBK.
Whoa. Lucha Underground, the first two seasons is on NXT?
No. Did I say NXT? I meant Netflix. Excuse me. Yes, I'm breaking kayfabe, Bobaruski. Just this once. So, yeah, we had that segment. Let's see. And then we had the Moose segment to end the show with Austin Aries. They kind of got in a little bit of an physical exchange, which Moose stood up and got his heat back by tossing Aries into the turnbuckle. Aries avoided a chair shot and scampered out of the ring to end Impact, to get you ready for Slammiversary. And I know there wasn't very many matches on the show tonight, but I thought it wasn't a great wrestling Impact show, but it did the job to get you excited for Slammiversary Sunday night. They did a good job. They had the Matt Sydal interview. You know, they touched on the LAX storyline. They did the Eddie Edwards. They touched on the Fatal 4-Way between the Johnny Impact, Phoenix, Rich Swann, and the Bone Crusher Ishimori. They had the mask versus hair match, Tessa Blanchard versus Ali. We didn't even really touch on the tag team women's match, but not really much to touch on other than Tessa Blanchard turning her back on Shotzi.
Oh, come on. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about the best super kick ever. That's what you don't want to talk about.
That super kick was fucking horrendous. That super kick was bad. That made Shawn Michaels cry tonight. That super kick. That was bad.
Yeah, because he couldn't do it as good as her.
Oh, God. Shawn Michaels, what do you have to say about that? You're making me bring him on the show, and I don't think he doesn't like to be on the show anymore because he brings heat to the show. So I'll just let him stand away. I'm gonna hold him back on that comment. I'm gonna say just to ignore it. Yeah. So what would you give tonight's rating for Impact before we touch on a little bit of the pay-per-view?
You know what? I know we're wrestling fans. Like you said, there wasn't a lot of wrestling on here, but all the stuff they did, and we touched on it a little bit, but I really loved the stuff they did tonight with like in my own words or whatever it was called. Those little quick little interviews throughout the night. I loved how whoever put this show together did a great job because I loved those little interviews they kept showing throughout the whole night, and it was just fun. I thought it was a fun show to watch, even though the wrestling wasn't there tonight. It wasn't, but. And a cool thing we haven't talked about, which I found really cool, was that Mick Foley endorsed Sami Callihan using the pile driver. Basically, he gave a shout out to Mick Foley about the spike pile driver he does, and Mick Foley said it's yours. He calls it the cactus driver now, so which is really cool. That's a cool little thing too. But I would give it.
I had no idea about that. Cool.
Yeah, it's on the Twitter, and he tweeted him about it. Yeah, it's really cool that Mick Foley said, it's yours, use it, kid. It's your move now, use it. And so that was really cool. Yeah, and I think Impact overall was a good show. I'd give it a solid 4. I think it was better than NXT overall, even though NXT had better wrestling. I just think overall the show was so enjoyable, all the extra skits they did. It really was.
Yeah, I give it a 4.5 because I think they did a good job. I'm going to give the show a good rating tonight because they did a good job building you up to Slammiversary, getting you a little bit excited. They did a good job. They promoted every single match tonight in its own little way. They got you excited for the main event, which is Moose versus Austin Aries. They did a good job with Stu Young and Madison Rayne, Matt Sydal, Brian Cage, the whole Eddie Edwards, Tommy Dreamer. So you got some good stuff going on. The build for it was done very well, and we got Slammiversary on Sunday night, and we will be live after the show is over. I got a couple of questions in the chat room asking for predictions. We're not doing predictions tonight. We're going to do predictions on Saturday night. We're going to keep that tradition going. We'll do our predictions on Saturday. Oh, there's a bot. Got the bot. We'll be doing our predictions on Saturday to roll into on Sunday night for Slammiversary. So everybody, don't forget, Saturday night we will be live at the usual time, not 10 Eastern, 10:30 Eastern, touching on Impact and everything else. Go ahead.
I was going to say, are we going to have time to touch on some of this G1 this weekend?
Yes, G1 will be touched on Saturday night. Yes, Red Sox fan, New Japan Pro Wrestling will be touched on. The G1 going on. I know there's matches today, and I'm sure there's matches tomorrow and everything like that. So Alex, I believe, will be on the show Saturday. I'm not sure about the show on Sunday, but Saturday there will be New Japan Pro Wrestling talk. I will let these guys take the floor, and you can watch me and talk shit and do whatever you want, Red Sox fan. But we will be live Saturday night touching on everything going on. Saturday night, I might not be here. It's 50-50. Hey, that's cool, Budweiser. If you can't make it, it's all good, dude. We do appreciate you coming in tonight, and I believe you came in. I mean, you're always in here, Budweiser. If you're not here, that's when we worry because we think something's wrong, something's up. So we do appreciate you always coming in here and showing your support to us, man. Really appreciate it.
From Sunday, day 2, people want a great wrestling match to go watch. Go watch Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kota Ibushi. That match was fucking awesome. That was a fucking awesome match.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about the G1. And everybody, thank you for those super hearts tonight from Jeffrey Cross, Anthony Ducks, Budweiser, and Casey. Thank you guys so much for the super hearts. Thank you for the support. Over 1,000 viewers tonight. I mean, just to give you guys a little rundown from Sunday night, Tuesday night, and tonight, we've had a total of 13,000 viewers on this show. And we do really, really appreciate you guys doing what you do here, showing your support, giving us the super heart, sharing us on Twitter, sharing us on Periscope, telling our show up to your friends, whoever else, and doing what you do on here. Because without you guys, we wouldn't almost be at 5 million hearts, almost to the super broadcast, and almost have 900 followers. We do appreciate. It's been a crazy 2018 for the Get the Tables podcast, and we do appreciate all the support. Now, Dave, before we end tonight's show, shirts are coming, Jeffrey Cross. They're coming. Match you're most excited to see on Sunday night. Everybody, what match are you most excited to see on Sunday night, everybody?
I think it's really the reason everyone's watching Impact each week and reason Slammiversary is sold out. It's because of the draw. Sami Callihan and Pentagon is my match I'm most looking forward to, honestly. And yes, I do want to see that four-way.
Yeah, that's the match you're most.
Yeah.
The four-way match, honestly.
I do want to see that four-way match too. Yes, that's going to be really good. It could even steal the show, but I think this and the LAX feud have been built the best. I think the Sami Callihan versus Pentagon has been an awesome build to this. And yeah, I mean that four-way is probably going to kill it too. No matter doubt, I want to see the Bone Soldier Ishimori, of course. But yeah, I mean this is going to be. I think this match right here is really what's selling the pay-per-view right now. Honestly, I mean it really is.
Sure
I mean, I think.
Bob Ruski asks if Conan and Kingston are wrestling. I'm not sure if King and Conan are in the match itself. They haven't really said that they are or not.
I think they'll be fighting though.
You would have to think that they get involved somehow, that there's an altercation between the two. That's got to happen, have to happen. Sammy versus Pentagon, that's going to feature either a surprise debut or a lot of blood. Oh, shit. Okay. What's up, Young Graf? How you doing tonight, dude?
I'm not... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just reading comments. Go ahead.
I'm not even that interested in Aries versus Moose. I'm just not. I'm more interested in the undercard of the show, honestly. So whatever they do, hopefully it's a good match. But I'm more intrigued to see the hair versus mask match, the fatal four-way in this LAX street fight. Heck, I even want to see Cage and Seidel more just to see how Cage wins the title.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to we all guys all know which one I am. 51-50 match is the one I'm looking forward to. So, to me, the best storyline in Impact. Curious to see what happens, if there's any more swerves. Thank you for the super hearts, Young Graf. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you, guys. Y'all been great tonight. Other than that, the four-way match, the Mask versus Hair match, I'm Brian Cage, Matt Sydal, Su Yung, Madison Rayne. These are all going to be tremendous matches. It should be a tremendous card. I'm sure it's going to be way better than Extreme Rules. And they did a fantastic job. Come on, everybody. Let's give a round of applause to Impact. They did a really good job hyping up Slammiversary. And let's see it all come down on Sunday night.
We forgot about one. I mean, Allie and Tessa Blanchard should be really good, too.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Now, Dave, if you were to guess, what match opens up Impact's Slammiversary?
Usually Impact Wrestling or even TNA back in the day, they used to love to open with the X Division. Spot. I hope they actually throw another match on there. I don't know if they'll do a pre-show match or not, but why not give Desmond, Xavier, and Adam Everett another shot, or Andrew Everett another shot? Put them on a man, that'd be an awesome way to go for it, but
they open up with the X Division match?
Yeah, why not throw a bonus?
They're going to have a four-way match. The four-way match can open it up.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you want to start the show really fun, you should throw Xavier and Everett on there first and then do something like that. Would be awesome. But, yeah, I can see the four-way or Seidel and Cage even starting off. But, yeah.
Budweiser says Tessa Blanchard and Allie opened the show. Okay, because there's two women's matches.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. I think they do a good job.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting night, to say the least. Don't forget, everybody, Saturday night we'll be live. Saturday night we'll be live right here, giving our thoughts and predictions for Slammiversary. We'll touch on all the rumors going around. We'll touch on all the new NXT signees We'll touch on all that. Other than the NXT spoilers, everything will be touched on Saturday night show. Everything you want to know, anything questions, hit us up on Twitter. And like I said, if you want, I don't think there's any pre-show matches at all. I don't think they've announced anything other than the main card match. Excuse me.
I don't think they do pre-show matches, but you never know. They could this year. I mean, yeah.
And we do hope you guys can join us on Sunday night as well. Even if you don't watch the show, hopefully you guys can still join us and chill with us and hang out. And hope you guys can join us on Saturday. If you are a loyal Impact Wrestling fan and want to be on the show on Sunday night, hit us up. We got Adam Bomb already scheduled to join us. If you are a serious person who wants to touch on Impact, hit us up on the Google Hangout on our Get the Tables podcast Twitter account. Don't forget to hit over to the YouTube as well and hit us up on there and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers now. So if you guys can jump on over there, tell your friends about us on YouTube, get our subscriber count up on there. We would highly, highly appreciate that. I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Anything else, Dave, you want to touch on before we go, or give your last little comments before we end tonight's show?
Nothing I can think of right now, but yeah, I mean, I'm going to go enjoy me some G1 in a few minutes, watch day 4 before tomorrow hits, so yeah.
Sweet. Thank you, everybody. The YouTube channel is Get the Tables Podcast. It's on YouTube. You type in Get the Tables, you'll probably see our channel pop up. We waiting until after the results to join on Sunday. Yes, after the show is over, I will set up everything and I will send you the invites. You'll be in the show, pretty much the majority of Sunday night, Adam Bomb. So I hope you're ready. If you cannot join the whole time, let us know when you have to go, and we'll run over a couple of matches with you. So hopefully everybody is able to join us on Sunday, and hope everybody is able to join us on Saturday.
We're definitely going to talk about Okada on Saturday, because I think I'll say a little bit of it now, but you know what? I think this is good that Okada's been losing. It makes sense, so we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will touch on it more on Saturday. All right, Adam Buff, awesome. Good to hear. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up tonight. I may come back on, touch on Kawhi. We'll see. I don't want to go on too much on a tangent with him. He just gets my blood boiling. We got your theory on Jay White. Jay White takes over? Okay, I hope so. I really do. Dean Ambrose probably not back till September. So you got a couple of more months to wish and pray him to come back. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for getting us over that 1,000 viewer mark. Again, thank you, Red Sox fan, Blissside, Jeffrey Cross, Adam Downs, Reverend Kevin, Mr. Stone Cold, Bud Weiser, Jody Mania, Bob Aruski, Derek, Alice, Danny, J-Man, Mr. Andre, Bliss. If I did not say any of y'all's names in the chat room, please say hello so I can give you the proper shout out. Thank you guys for the super hearts. Thank you guys for the regular hearts. If you're new to the show, Dreo, thank you, man, for always popping in on Thursday nights. And everybody, thank you again so much. If you're new to the show, hit that follow button. Really do appreciate everybody's interaction, support. Y'all guys make this week so much better. And tomorrow's Friday, hump day, payday, last day to the weekend. Peck and Rod, thank you always again for joining us. Y'all guys are fantastic. Have a great Friday. Have a great Saturday, because we want to see you on Saturday night, everybody. Thanks, everybody. You guys have a great one.